Good evening, everyone. I'm Shadow's Pub, and welcome to Pimp Your Post Thursday, taking place in the Steam at Ramble and stream live on Rambling Radio on DLive. And since everybody that's in here is familiar with the process, I don't need to read that to you tonight. And hello to those watching on DLive tonight. And Jan.
Hi, D-Livers. How's it going, D-Livers?
Good plan. Profane Review is one of them. He just said hi. Go ahead, Jan.
This post is just saying we're doing something right because we're growing, so we have to be doing something right, not really knowing what it is. But at the end of the post there, the second part of it, I added a thought about the price of crypto falling. I'm basically just trying to put the idea out there that there can be many reasons why it's falling. It's not specifically just one thing. It's a combined few things that are probably going to happen regular. But there is the opposite side of all this too, that in the future that's when the price goes up and it makes a difference.
So you're looking at ideas of why crypto's gone down or Steam?
Well, I really only look at Steam. I don't really have any involvement with the rest of the cryptos. So I just relate that this time of year, there's reasons why people need that little bit of extra money and stuff like that. So there are those that are going to pull out for that type of thing, like vacations and stuff like that. And this is kind of the peak season for that. Now, anybody who got had their crypto early on and they probably booked a holiday through it, well, they were expecting to probably get the same rate about now. They don't think about the price falling. They'll probably think that it's going to be worth a bit more on the positive side. So when it does fall, well, they have to withdraw out more to have the same amount of money to spend. And it's just a thing like that has a little bit of a knock-on effect that knocks an extra penny off the value that may still have been there if that did not happen. But in a couple of months' time, all this changes and people start looking to build up their portfolio again instead of pulling funds out to support other things.
Well, you said your initiative is growing. How many people do you have in there now?
When I was saying growing, I was more meaning that our strength is growing, as in the group accounts growing. There has only been an additional 4 more people who actually joined the trial. There's actually more people who have joined the server, so to speak. Well, I've actually joined in the trial in the last 10 days, I think it is. We've had 3 new people.
Well, that's not bad at all for a week to pick up another 3 or 4 folks.
Well, we don't do that regular. We were stuck at I think it was 31 people for a while, and that's just over the last 10 days, like gone up by 3. But I'm not out there like pushing, say, come join this. We will give you. I write the posts. I let people see them. If somebody comes and they think, yes, this is a good idea, that's a better recommendation if they invite somebody else to join this, because hey, look, you can do good on this. And me actually going out and saying, hey, come join my group and I'll give you a vote.
Yeah, that's true. Very good point.
So I'm more working on stuff like that. If word of mouth spreads the group, and through shows like this as well, the odd person, but that brings a new person with a different circle of friends that can then come in and join the group, and there's more going on, and it's just loads of little ripples all rippling around each other type of thing.
I like the whole hive concept because everybody kind of works towards the same goal.
Well,
And
that's true.
they grow it together, kind of like ants.
That's true. But the thing is, we're not genre specific. So you can still go do your own things. It's not that we require a lot of your time. All that we require is that you share a vote in this group. So you can automate that and never even have to go into the server. So it's just a thing where you're putting something into a community fund that will return to your community.
Yeah, if you wanna build a solid community, it's hard to be in one particular niche. Like they have the photography group out there, and it's just a bunch of photographers, which is all fine and dandy. But I guarantee you, those photographers have other interests. Same with like the music groups and stuff like that. It's great for curation, but diversity is what builds a solid community, in my opinion.
Yeah, but it's also good for, people with specific interests to be able to find a like-minded group as well.
Oh yeah, no doubt there. But as for expansion and getting to know a vast majority of people, I like the whole diversity part. Don't get me wrong. I'm part of photography groups and music groups and stuff like that too. But the ones I seem to spend more time in are the ones that are not focused on one particular genre of posting or activity. Like PYPT. Looky.
All right, thank you, Jan. And Ingenuity, you're up.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
1 second.
surprised.
Any odds on
I
whether
don't usually come up that fast.
my money's on him pimping a post about a photography group?
Let's see what he does.
Nope. No, it's just a fantastic post this week. I've been kind of slacking. I didn't do one last week, but you can't ignore the fact that there's some absolutely fantastic family members posts out there, and I felt kind of bad that I didn't get around to publicizing some of them a little more and bringing them forward. But there's some good stuff in there, especially if you like gnomes. A lot of it kind of revolves around Shadow herself, since if you missed it, it was her 2-year Steamiversary last Sunday, so be sure to give her a proper respect nod or however you want to do it. But yeah, that's fantastic. You don't really, I don't care if you vote on that post or not, it's more about the people that are in it. So moving on.
There's some good posts in there. Thank you,
I
Ingen.
peeked at that a while ago and noticed Fishy Culture is celebrating a 1-year Steamiversary too. That's pretty awesome.
Yes.
Well, it's not just about her 2-year anniversary on Steemit. It's about the fact that she busted out some big butt fiction on us, put us all to shame. And if you have not seen her post about, it was the drop in the ocean post for last week, you need to go see that. I pimped a post about that post this morning. I didn't pimp her post, and I sort of thought about it afterwards, like maybe I should have pimped her. But the thing about it was, I had stuff to say, folks, about that writing. So I pimped the one with me talking about it. So anyway, if you haven't seen it, go see that post.
Yeah, I love that one. The Love Never Ends, I think it was called. That's fantastic. Yeah. That one made me cry a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm not going to tell you how much exactly, but
Okay, that's good. Thank you. Bluefin, you're up.
All right, let's see if I got the right one in my copy and paste. Yes, I did. I am pimping a little post about our welcome wagon announcing our newbie for the week. And go take a look. We're saying goodbye to one of our graduates and pimping a post where and announcing our newbie for this coming week. So give it a little love over there on the welcome wagon.
So you don't actually say goodbye to them. They're just not getting the same sort of attention that they got previous.
Yeah, they're like alumni now.
Yeah, they've become alumni, but the irony is that we, I mean, so the process is, you go out and you find a newbie that you see that is consistent. We don't just pick anybody. We like to see some consistency, and we try and help them out with a little private group on Discord where we will spend some time. It's 1-on-4. It's 1-on-3. There's 3 people helping out any one new newbie. And so far, I think we've got a dozen graduates who are still in all these groups where we're often still going on daily hours and hours a day with all the newbies that have graduated. You never really go away.
Well, it's good because they've always got a place to come and get some guidance.
So how many have actually graduated so far from the welcome wagon?
So we've got 2 teams. I think we've done about a dozen-ish each team. Maybe about 10 each team. So probably around 20. Let's call it about 20 graduates. We try and do 3 weeks of newbies, and then a week where we bring them all back together, and we call it a senior week, where we do some games and sort of reminders for those recent newbies and recent graduates, and try and give them some more SBD or Steam Basic Income or something to get them to consistently post and recap what we've taught them on that 4th week. And then we start the series over again with 3 weeks of mentoring and then a week of that senior week again.
That's awesome.
So I was in a early morning chat this morning, and the topic came up that somebody thought that there should be some mentoring being done on the platform. So I mentioned the welcome wagon, and 2 of the individuals in the chat were quite interested. So I've directed them to Dreams Team. I think they might be willing to do some delegating.
Oh, well, that would be very cool. Always helpful. Always helpful, because our goal is to try and, to help them understand the pitfalls and the pluses of the platform, but also, try and reward them a little for their hard work. We'd like to keep them as consistent and on here as consistent as we can. And a little reward never hurts them.
For sure.
Well, there's actually several mentoring initiatives going on right now, but from what I gather, it looks like Welcome Wagon has probably got more traction than most of them right now.
I think it's the most focused.
Because it's their only focus.
It is. It actually is our goal.
I mean, that is what the group is. That's it. It's not this plus that. It's just
right.
that.
Yeah. And, cover everything. We cover witnesses. We cover formatting. We cover copyright. And we cover, having fun and finding the right communities and tagging and find your niche on the platform. Because if you're not happy and having fun, then you're not going to stay. So it can't just be about, making sure that you've got a link to your sourced image. You have to also find your right little community and fun.
Yeah, I think it should make a big difference in the ones that you've been working with. Plus, you've chosen people that appear to have some willingness to stay.
Yeah, I mean, you can't just go and look for somebody who's got a reputation of 25. You want to find somebody who shows some consistency and has been posting. They don't have to be on here for months and months and months, but you want to see that they're going to commit to the platform, even with Steam at 1.07, whatever it is.
Yeah, I think it makes a difference.
And before we go too far, thanks for hosting us tonight.
Thank you for being here. Thank you, Brother Finn.
Hey, how long have you been doing PYPT? Because it's got to be closing in on a year pretty quick, right?
I believe Kitty Girl said that it was October the 12th. That was the
Yeah,
first one.
that's amazing.
That is correct. October the 12th of last year was the first episode.
Just after the Canadian Thanksgiving. Well, could have
Little
been after
did
the
you
American
know.
one in October. Pardon me?
Ours is in November.
I know.
Oh.
That's why I said it couldn't be after the American
Oh.
one in October.
Okay, I misheard.
And you probably had no clue when you started it that it would be so wildly popular, did you?
No, actually, I didn't. It was kind of like, oh, well, 3 or 4 show up, we'll be good. And Rhonda, you're next.
Well, this morning I shared a post about TARC, about how we are struggling, with the low cost of steam and um, just a tremendous number of dogs here in rescue. So I said I was going to start posting a dog a day. And this is Barkley. This is he's starting things off here. This is the hound. I guess you guys remember when the guy came in my yard and started shoving me around and we almost got in a fight and I had to call the police. This is the dog he had with him. So this is a post about Barkley, and Barkley wrote the post supposedly. And we left a little Easter egg in it for all of you guys in his when he's talking about himself. So let's see if you can find it.
So, how's he doing on the barking?
Oh, he barks a lot.
But is he, calmed down at all from where he was when he first arrived?
He barked almost a week straight with barely taking a break. Now he gets on, he's starting to listen when we tell him to shut up. He'll shut up. But he'll bark just at this craziest times. And he's sleeping through the night now, thank God. Or either me or him would be dead. That just, But he's doing better. He's doing pretty good in a crate. Of course he gets lots of turnout. He's out now, but we try to get all these dogs crate trained in preparation for going into homes. And he's doing okay. He's just a hound, and we're going to have a heck of a time finding a home for him. He's not one. If we were cherry picking, like a lot of the rescues do, the rescues get to, they get to look at pictures and say, oh, I think I can place that dog, or I think I can place that one. And then they leave the hard to place dogs for people like me to have to deal with. And, if I were cherry picking, I wouldn't have picked him, but I don't get that luxury, here where I live. I get the ones that people drive up my yard and, try to tell me they're going to F me up, basically if I don't take them. So anyway, that's Barkley, and let's just hope. What I'm going to do, I don't expect to find homes on Steemit. That's not what this is about. This is a record of our dogs so that people can see them. I'm also going to share the links to these posts with Vermont, where our rescue partner is, and they'll be able to get all the information they need about these dogs from these posts.
Well, now, is Barkley an athletic dog, or was he emaciated when he was brought to you?
He was skin and bones. He was brought here. You could count every rib, every vertebra. I mean, and he's been a beast to get weight on because he's so high energy. You can't feed him enough. I mean, he eats like 3 times what the other dogs here eat. He's been dewormed. It's not parasites, but his metabolism is so high, and he was in such bad shape when he came that it may take, and once he's neutered, that'll help too. He was too skinny to neuter, and in the video you'll see that he's not yet neutered. Um, when a dog is unhealthy, you don't put him under general anesthesia, So we have to get some weight on him to get him neutered and get him a little calmer before we take him. But I think once he's neutered, that'll help him too.
Yeah, actually, his physique looks more like that of a greyhound than a coonhound.
I was going to say Great Dane. Looks like he's crossed between Bloodhound and Great Dane.
Oh, he's a full-blooded.
Maybe a little beagle or something.
Nope, he's a full-blooded tree and walker coonhound. He's probably registered, but whoever dumped him they just dumped him because hey, this dog won't hunt. I mean, he'll hunt everything. He'll hunt your cat. He'll hunt. Bluefin. Yeah, he'll hunt your cat. He'll hunt. He hunts everything but Glory, so he's got things confused.
Oh, so Glory has him trained.
Well, he barks at her a little bit, but she just snarled at him a few times, and he was like, "Oh, okay, yes, ma'am."
He understands who's in charge. And she's pretty much the pack leader.
She thinks she is.
So it's a coon dog that doesn't hunt coons, but everything else.
Yeah, and that's actually a very common problem. That's very common, and it's exacerbated here by the fact that people don't
Tolerate it, and yeah, right.
well, it's not, they don't train them right, they don't breed them right, they don't, nothing is well done in the majority of the coon hunting community here. They're stupid people doing stupid things, and dogs pay the price for it. So
Now, if somebody on Steam It, do you have a way of, say somebody on Steam It sees that in the United States, I would say, and they want one of the dogs that maybe you put up, what would they have to do?
I have actually adopted dogs at great distances, and there are challenges. They're going to have to understand there's going to be more of an expense, and we won't be able to pick up that expense. But there are transports that take dogs all over the country. So what we would have to do is get them to locate a good, reputable rescue or humane society in their area that would help us with a home check and help us with the vet checks and do all of the checks that we need to do. And then if their application is approved, then they can adopt the dog, but there's no way that we can afford to pay for the transport. Just say if somebody in California wanted a dog, we can get it there. There's a way to get it there. And Pilots and Paws is pretty good too. But, it's a challenge possible, but it's not the easiest thing to do.
Well, I'm just thinking that if you're going to be putting out the post for the dogs, and I understand that you're saying that at least this way you have a record and, for the place that's near you, but somebody might see one of your dogs, fall in love with it, which happens, and this dog is definitely not something I could bring into my house, but saying there is somebody that sees this, it would probably be nice to have a post of guidelines, and then you can always just link that post at the bottom of each dog one. Do you know what I mean?
I do. The thing is I don't really want to encourage that because of the difficulty. But if someone does want to do that, I'm sure they'll message me. I'm sure they'll make a thing in the comment, and then
okay.
we can talk about it. But I don't want to make it seem like, hey, we'll adopt anywhere in the country. That could get really, really problematic.
Oh, all right.
There's a friend of mine that is not on Steam, that she's just on Facebook, but she was born and raised in Massachusetts, is currently living in Florida, and she rescues mostly cats. But I think maybe she's done a dog or two, small dogs, lap dogs, but she'll rescue them, and she has a network of people all the way up the East Coast, and her friend John might be going to North Carolina to visit family. He'll take the dog or cat that far, and then Betty Sue will pick him up in North Carolina and take him to Maryland or something, and then somebody else takes him the rest of the way up. It's pretty cool how they do that.
Yeah, those are called leg transports. Familiar with them. And if you have a really tight network of people to do that, that's okay, but we won't use them. We won't use a leg transport because number one, they fall apart too easily, and a dog will get stuck, God knows where, without a ride. I mean, if one person fails to show up, the whole thing's done. But the other thing is that, when you have leg transports, you have a lot of people who are not real experienced doing it. And there's a really high incidence of disease transmission and lost dogs. And, changing them from one vehicle to another, the dogs are escaping. So it's a cool thought and a cool idea, and it works well in some situations, like the situation you described with cats is probably really good because you don't let cats out. You just move the carrier from one vehicle to the other. But with dogs, it's very, very tricky to get that done right. She
Yeah, and I
rescues
think
cats.
most of the people.
Do you suppose she'd take some of my cats?
I don't know. That's a good question. I can ask and see. I've not been on Facebook in months and months because of seeing it, but I might could pop in there and ask.
They're all sterilized, all vaccinated, healthy as far as I know. I'm sure she'd want a combo test, what that means. But I have like 10 adult cats, and they're beautiful cats. But we can't place them here, and I would love to just get them out. Just go away, kitty cats.
Well, if you could DM me a list of what you've got, breed, age, size, whatever, anything that if she asks, well, what has she got? I can tell her something, and we'll go from there.
Okay, there are no breeds. They're just barn cats, all of them. Calicos. There's a Siamese mix, just cats.
Can you take like I know this is going to sound stupid, but like a group picture you could send, Kitty Girl?
Possibly, yeah. I have some individual photos of them. They're not great, because have you ever tried to get a cat to pose for a picture?
You ever tried to herd cats?
Yeah, see?
Well, that's why I said it was a silly question, but it needed to be.
Well, yeah, I mean,
now,
we do.
who asked those questions? Me.
No, I mean, you do have to have photos of them. So we do have pictures, but they're just fair warning, they're not lovely glamour shots like I got at Barkley.
Oh, no princess pillow underneath them or anything?
You can put a princess pillow under them, but then what happens is the cat bows up and they give you this eat shit and die look, and and you can't do anything with that expression.
How can you tell that expression is different from when they're happy with a cat?
This is such a good point. I think it's slightly more evil, slightly.
It's all in the eyes of the cat.
I think it's the bared teeth that makes the difference.
Yes, could be. The ears pinned, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, even with a raccoon, I can tell what mood she's in by looking at her face. But a cat, just always assume they're mad. It's safest.
Thank you, Rhonda. Jan, you're up.
I'm here. This is a post I thought Kitty Getter might have done on been promoting, so I'm kind of like getting in there before her on the SteamSpeak. It's a little write-up on SteamSpeak and some of the stuff that's there. Most of the stuff I mentioned you don't see on other platforms, or you don't see it all together on the one platform. But this SteamSpeak has just phenomenal things out there for you to look at, play around with, and basically examine how you're going and analyze yourself in different ways.
Okay. Yeah, it's certainly pretty close to saying SteamSpeak, and they're definitely two different beasts.
Well, I'm still getting used to all the stuff in it and where it is, but I'm liking playing around with it, the different charts in it and stuff like that. I can see more clearly from it, where I need to improve type of thing, as in commenting. But it's not just that I can see that I need to do that. I know I need to do that beforehand, but it kind of like show you where you can do it. Making comments at this time, or you're making comments here. Why are you making comments here? If you go and you look at this, you can see, okay, well, when I make a post, if somebody makes a comment on, I'm replying, and that's one of them. When I'm going like on Thursdays, I'll probably make one or two more comments than I do through the week, so I get a peak there type of thing. You start seeing little things like that, so it can help you improve what you're doing on Steam and how you do it.
Okay. Thank you, Jan. Is that smoother, Bluefin?
Seems to be. You were cutting out earlier. I was catching 2 out of every 3 or 4 words, but it seemed to be all there now.
Okay. Thank you. General Null, aka Snook, you're up.
All right, press the button to talk.
Don't forget to hold it down the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. I was so concentrated on, do I have the right link? Did I post it in there? Hit enter. And then I started talking and didn't have the button down. This is the 7th episode with Ingenuity. And it's really neat because you can see his girls in there. I don't know if everybody has seen it yet or not. Actually, looking in the room, probably everybody has. But it was just a really fun episode to do. And you get to see his work area because he was actually had his pants on and did it on film. Yeah, you done Senator with Wingy before you got it right? No.
Yeah, we had to do 7 takes for that.
Yeah, we did 7. We did 7. Yeah. Well, there was the break for the diaper changing and.
Yeah.
As of today,
I really got off track when people started getting violent.
Yes, and then we both forgot to.
Kid fight.
That was hilarious. And then he looks at me and he goes, "What was the question?" I'm like, "I have no fucking clue. I have no idea what the question was." But yes, I do have some in. I have the next one.
Editing mode.
Well, actually, I try to edit them right away because they're easier for me to edit right after I do them, because then I remember the whole. I kind of it's faster to edit them because I can skip over certain parts. I have Seth Sarah is going to be coming up next, and then after. That one will be really, really good because on Steemit and on Discord, she's very quiet and mostly doesn't do voice. So that one's really neat. I have In the Now, and I did Coffee the other day, which I think he thought we were on Jeopardy. But other than that, it turned out good.
Science for 1600.
He's like, final answer. I'm like, okay.
That'll be a good one.
Yeah, it is. It's Coffee. Definitely not in a comfortable or place he's comfortable in, but it's cute. Turned out really good. And I have one lined up to do tomorrow. And then that'll give me enough of a backlog that I can take, a week or so off. And I definitely have people in my head lined up that I want to ask. But I don't want to get too far ahead because I did a show once and then I had to wait like 6 weeks or 7 weeks for it to show up. And that's a long time to wait. You do something you want to see it. Well, I did. So I'm trying not to get too far ahead with what I have recorded and what I have sitting there waiting to be watched. So yeah, that's it. All the episodes you can find if you go up 1, 2, 3 up from voice text chat in the Steemit Ramble. Shadows is kind enough to have all of them in there. So if you've missed one, you can always find them in there, along with the first world problems that me and Artemis do.
It's a daily double.
It was. I was just like, my final answer. And I'm like, whoa, okay. It was very funny.
So,
It was
fun
very.
stuff. To answer your question, Jeopardy is a game program that is on American TV. Yeah, it was a reference that Europe doesn't get.
Yeah. And then they ask ridiculously hard questions that only like people like maybe Shadows and Engine might know and Kitty Girl might know the answer to.
Probably Kitty Girl.
Yeah.
Say Rhonda and Jenders might. Bluefin is pretty smart. I say all of us in here, except maybe Snook. I'm just kidding.
No, see, I don't even watch it because quite honestly, it's like, yeah, I don't know any of these. Not even close. Not even the easy ones. The ones for 100, I'm like, I have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to watch that with my grandpa. We'd do crossword puzzles on Sunday, and then throughout the week, after school, if I didn't have anything, we'd watch Jeopardy. I like that show. Brings back some memories.
Some of us are here for our looks. That would be me.
Or your voice.
Actually,
I'm
that
not gonna
over.
lie. Your voice is pretty amazing.
So, who's here for their looks?
One of the few that can lull my kids to sleep.
That makes me feel really good. That really makes me feel really good. That and they like the children's stories.
The rabbit.
The rabbit, yeah.
Okay. Ancient, you're up. Thank you, Snook.
You're welcome.
Okay. I get probably 2 or 3 days a week applications for people to join the alliance. But this particular one, it just cracked me up. I mean, if y'all don't know who Weak Winston is, it's actually Snook's boy, and he has just got a wildly imaginative sense of humor, much like Snook. I totally know where he gets it from, but I'm happy to see him come into the fam. He'll bring a very interesting perspective on things. So, yeah.
Yeah, you might want to be careful about that.
Yeah.
And then Snook happened.
Right. Snook definitely making people do things out there. Look what you made Kitty do. Come on, with the whole gnome post.
I didn't make Kitty Girl do.
Oh shit!
I suggest.
Strongly suggest. The heavy overtones of possible caning if you don't fall in line.
Oh yes, the caning.
But yeah, go read that. It's definitely let you peek into his brain a little bit. It was a good one.
So
Moving on. Thank you.
He's been accepted.
Oh yes, he is up in the playground having a good old time with G-Mux and Jack Miller and several of the other people up there. Bluefin keeping him in line.
Or stirring the pot.
I was gonna say that sounds like a really, I don't know, interesting combination that's in the playground right now.
They may just stay there, not even want to join us.
That's what I'm thinking.
Thank you, Engine. Kitty Girl.
Oh, okay. I was expecting Lon Poet to go next. Hang on, let me get my link.
By the way, the giveaway is running.
Yeah, this is the same post I shared this morning, but there's a few new faces, so I'm going to present it again. This is the time of the year that we start seeing these odd web constructions on the ends of branches of the hardwood trees down here. I think these little critters are all over the East Coast, but it's actually a caterpillar, but it looks a little bit like a worm because it's not as fat as most caterpillars, but it is a caterpillar. It turns into a moth. And
Is that a gypsy moth?
no, it's called a fall webworm. And they turn into a white moth that's just called the webworm moth, not a gypsy moth. It's something else. But the moths are really pretty whenever they reach their full adult stage. They're white in color. The male has got some dark splotches on the anterior wings. The females are almost pure white, and I just think they're really pretty. And it's really interesting to see these nests that they build in the trees, and they eat the leaves of the hardwood trees. Although there have been reports of entire trees being defoliated, I've not really seen any marked damage to any of the trees in this area. But the web nests are a little bit unsightly. You can be driving down the road and you just see this big whitish clump up in the tree, you know. But anyway, so that's the fall webworm. Just another little exploring of nature.
Okay.
Bait, just so you know. I love seeing those start forming in the trees, because then I know the bass are hit the top hard. Because they're looking up, waiting for them to drop and accidentally fall out of the silk cocoons there, or whatever you want to call it, the little silk houses they built, web housing.
Did I just follow that? Those appearing in the trees mean the bass come up higher in the water?
Yes, because especially around, obviously around, the edges of the lakes and the rivers and stuff, they'll hang over, the water, and then the bass will kind of look up and wait for it and stalk them.
I thought your comment, Engine, on that post was interesting, that you sometimes pull it down, tighten the silk, and use the whole ball as bait. That's something I never would have thought about.
Yeah, I do. It'll like sit there and kind of wiggle around on top of the water. You probably get 2 or 3 fish out of a good ball of silk. Size fish too, because
Pamela, and we're back to you.
I was never scared to put the worm on my own hook.
Well, now, Tamala, if you really want to see some ewe, click on the video on that post and you can see the worms wiggling in their nest.
Oh, thank you for telling me that, because I will not be clicking on that.
Well, I do have a warning before the video in that post, is don't click on the following if worms wiggling makes you squick.
Yeah, no. That's not happening.
Thank you, kitty girl. Mandel Sage, you're up.
Hi everyone.
Just
testing my mic here.
It's working.
Okay, well, it looks like we're continuing with the theme, the worm theme, because there's my most recent piece of art, my little larva on a leaf. Sorry, Tamala.
So you've created this. You haven't photographed this.
No, that's a creation. But I was going for the look of it being a sort of photograph. I really wanted it to look like it was photographed, similar to sort of these electron microscope photographs that you get. That's what I was going for. So I'm glad that you asked me that. There you go. It's just I say in the post there, I've been trying recently to use more, to challenge myself to use generic formula from fractals, things that are obviously sort of fractally, to still create something that looks unique and with a purpose behind it. And I thought this worked perfectly for that. And also the fact that I love doing things based on science. and so that also worked out perfectly. So I'm very happy with it.
Certainly got a lot of detail in the post.
And I love that high contrast. It really does make it look like you're shooting in an electron microscope.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. The only thing I wasn't sure about is if I should put the color in it or not, because most electron microscopes don't. But nowadays they do have color in them, or at least I'm not sure. I think maybe afterwards they
Yeah,
are
false color. False color.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, that was it. The resolution is 7,500 by 5,625, I believe, pixels.
And the coloring in that does look a little funky. It's almost like cross-processing, as they called it in the days of film photography, where the colors are rendered just a little bit strangely. But it's interesting.
Thank you. Yes, I was really agonizing over the colors, and I was exactly trying to go for that kind of effect, like and obviously like with the electron microscope, and then afterwards they put the color and try and get that sense of really close up, high contrast color is just a bit weird because it's in a world that you're not usually privy to. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.
We're good. Thank you, Mandel Sage. And Lion Poet, you're up.
Hi everyone, thanks for having me here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes, and your background chorus.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that's my son,
You're all right.
my 4-year-old. I'm not gonna keep you long. My post today, it's about I'm not talking about my poetry or my writing, it's about my artworks today. I'm just pimping out my work. This was a fun post to do because it's talking about how I got hired to do some paintings while I was in vacation. Some of my friends praised my skills as a painter, and I end up working on commission, and it was quite a critical experience. And I wanted to show my the paintings that I realized, my acrylic paintings.
I remember these from before.
No, not.
I mean the top two at the top. They're really beautiful. I remember you posted them a while ago.
So these are like panels that you've done in a foyer?
I love the one with like the dandelions or that look like butterflies and fairies. Like somebody went, and that's their view at a sunset or something. That's pretty.
Yeah, they are. So how long did it take you to do them on average, Lion Poet? Lion? And maybe we lost her. She may have a distraction there in the background.
I heard some dogs barking. Maybe they're barking at something important.
Yeah.
Oh, is this the Line Poet is the parent of the 4-year-old we met today.
Ah, Dream's art protege.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, interesting. I had not picked up on that. Okay.
Ah, very cool. So she may actually be dealing with the 4-year-old. Okay, Rhonda, you're up.
I shared this one this morning, but I just really would love for word to get around about how much fun we're having in these workshops and how different it is from some of the stuff any of us have participated in the past, and how much we're getting accomplished. We're doing some really intensive stuff. We've got the writer's workouts where we work off of a prompt and we write something and submit it, and then all work on it together. We also have an editing 101 workshop that we don't have scheduled regularly yet. We're just kind of hit and miss on it. But it's, to teach people how to have more confidence when they're evaluating the work of others. And we've just, we've got now we're kind of on Saturday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern and Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. We're meeting we're meeting in Tamala. It's in the writer's block. It's in the writer's block, and it's and I'm not sure that the link. I can't remember that we had a problem with one of our links to get to the writer's block, but we can get you in there if you're not already. But we go into the writer's workout, and we also go in voice. And in voice, we just sit and talk about the submissions. We do all this live, and in real time, and talk about what we could do to make things stronger and whatnot. And it's a pretty relaxed setting. So far, to my knowledge, we haven't had anyone, have any anxiety with it. It's all been pretty calm, and we've really seen some strong writing coming out of these workshops. So if you've got an interest in that, by all means, join us. Our next one is this coming Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. If somebody has a problem with that kind of time, we've thought about adding a morning session. But our prompt for this week is we're still working in POV, point of view, because that's been one of the, yes, thank you, Shadows. Point of view has been one of the biggest problems that I've seen, not just on Steemit, but everywhere. Especially newer writers don't understand the power of point of view and how to use it to their advantage. They start, when you read something they wrote, you don't know which character is supposed to own that scene. So this is going to be a phone conversation or a device conversation where you're in one point of view. You pick one of those characters and you write the whole thing from their point of view, and you don't have the advantage of seeing the other character to observe what they're doing. So you have to be real creative about how to convey the point of view of your character that you've chosen. No, it's not a one-sided conversation. It's two people talking, but you're only in the point of view of one of them.
So you can't put emotions on the other person, but you can put them on the person that's point of view of.
I have one-sided conversations all the time.
I even answer myself.
Me too.
Telemarketing calls would be right for this type of exercise. No, third person limited.
Yeah, third person limited. Let me drop a link about that. That's what I mean. Point of view is really not well understood. So I'm going to drop a link in here to an article about point of view, if that's okay, Shadows.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's why these are fun to see and be in.
Tamela, if you look on my blog and you see the microfiction that I did, what I learned in that on third person limited point of view enabled me to write the other one, that the Love Never Ends. So if you look at the microfiction, you'll see what led to that. It was what I learned in doing that led to that. I don't think you'd do an autobiography in third person. Well, I guess you would if that's the way they talked. Rhonda must be looking for the link.
I
Yeah.
am, and this computer is slow as freaking Christmas.
The Donald thinks he's awesome. By the Donald? Is that the way he actually speaks?
Unfortunately, it's probably not far from the truth.
Oh my. I guess that's why he had his book ghostwritten.
Myself in the third person.
So it's suggested if you're interested in it, take a stab at it and then hop over on Saturday evening.
So that was the one that I did, which I didn't fix it all the way. But again, that was my first time in it. If you read it, you can tell it's not perfect, but yet I learned something from going to the class.
But
so you don't have
that's
to.
a long way from where you started with, though, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's a very long way from where I started. And it also shows that you don't have to be like Rhonda to go into the class. Well, I mean, because I am not. I am nowhere near. Yeah, nowhere near.
So yes, you're observing from the outside, but you're only doing it from one character's viewpoint.
So like this is what I went in with Tamala, and that's what I came out with. And yeah, and the one that's up there, it still needs more work. So what I'm getting at is that you had pointed at you and said, "Dumb girl." Well, don't do that, because I'm in there and I'm learning, and I've been treated very nicely and gotten a lot of help, and by no means have been made to feel that I wasn't wanted or accepted in there. Which, if you know a little bit of history, which we're not going to get into, says a whole heck of a lot that I'm saying that.
That's awesome. Not the history, but that that you feel like you're part of it. Us and what we're doing, because you are.
I am. My name is Red.
Yes, it is.
I am not a ghost.
Stuck made me do it. The tag is in action. Thank you, Rhonda.
Thank you.
Bluefin.
Oh, hey, hi. So I presented something else this morning. I wanted to pop this one in here. It's a post of mine where I was also playing with color versus black and white, and asked people if they could give their opinion on the different images and the differences and what they thought of the two and what the two different images made you feel. So it'd be great if you could take a quick look and answer which is your favorite and why. Why is more important to me than which?
And you got my opinion.
I did indeed. Shy as you are, but yes, I did.
Dreams team has joined us.
Yeah. What are you trying to convey here?
Whom?
Oh, sorry. So I was actually, I've completely changed my mind from when I first started. I love the detail that I got more detail in the black and white when I first posted it. But I've changed my mind in that I like the color because I think it's just this neat color you don't see often in a vehicle anymore.
That's what I was going to say. My favorite, at first, it was the color one, exactly because of that, like the color, and it's very subtle. You know, all the colors are very subtle. But then I sort of changed my mind a bit and went back to black and white because I was getting distracted by the reflection of the people like standing there in the parking lot.
I totally agree with you with that.
Of course, in there is one of the few selfies in the Chrome. You can see me clearly. Well, you can sort of see my blue shorts. You can see my wife's pink shirt, and I'm standing just to the right of her in the Chrome.
It's funny that you mentioned blue because I prefer the black and white because it lets you kind of imagine what the color of the car is. And in my mind, before I got to the color picture, I thought it was like a baby blue, and then I got down and it was this cream color, and I'm like, oh, that didn't turn my brain on very much, so I much prefer the black and white.
Yeah, that happens, you know. So that's the other thing with black and white is you have much more. You bring more to your own story to an image. And then when you fill in all the details with full color and full sound in a movie and all that, you don't have that bit of your own that you bring to it.
Well, I think that, like Mando said, the color when you look at it, and it catches your eye more because it's color. But then all of a sudden now all I can see after like 20 seconds is the reflection in the chrome of that one light of the parking lot.
Well, that's because you're seeing me, and who wouldn't want to see that?
Right. And now I'll be able to recognize you walking down the street.
That's why I prefer the black and white. No, I'm just kidding.
Right. Well, thank you. Thanks all for the input.
Thank you, Blue.
If I can add a little comment, when I looked at it, I thought the first picture, and I'm thinking there's a parade going on, something special. I looked at the second one and I thought Herbie was in the parade. That's just the color gave. It looked more like a Volkswagen Beetle than like a bigger car. But after the conversation that's just gone on, would you not do the black and white photo, but that little bit with the reflection? Just keep the color in that.
Interesting. Well, this actually was a 4th of July parade.
I mean, all cars don't have the American flag on like that?
No, it just was, I mean, you know, the flag shows up more on 4th of July, the birthday of the country, but I don't remember seeing it on all the vehicles. Certainly all the military vehicles had it, but I don't remember seeing it. My neighbor has an old Corvair, and he doesn't run the flag on it.
Thank you. Snook, you're back.
Okay, let's go back. Hold on.
Let me finish chewing this first. Nom, 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 nom.
Yeah, I think she said hold on.
I'm not sure. Sounded like it. She's there somewhere. She's typing.
She's typing. She's getting the link.
Jack.
I just heated up a McDonald's apple pie, and it was really hot. I just took a bite, and it was hot. And then you said that, and then I pasted the link, which wasn't the link anymore. So I'm putting up this post for a couple of reasons. One is the program that he used, that Anchor.fm, is a place that you can go, download on your phone, and make podcasts from. Really simple. I had it set up and was recording within 3 minutes. and it is ridiculously easy to use. I sent it to Shadows last night before I went to bed, and I sent it to Jack before I went to sleep too. And then, as you can see, Jack had fun with it. If you've been thinking about doing podcasts, look into this program because, again, it's free. And me and Shadows were talking, and as far as I know, she said the site doesn't charge you for anything.
Can you download the podcast when you're done to upload them in other places?
Yes, you can. Well, that's what he did. You can put the link in a Steemit post and make a post with it in there. Yeah.
It also will distribute to other places, like
Yeah.
iTunes and Google and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what I'm thinking is I want there's a few things I've been researching, there's a couple, but one that I want is a way to put podcasts on DLive from my phone.
Yeah, there is not a way to do that.
Well, if I can download this, yes, DLive does have an app. I know you can watch stuff on there, but I don't know.
But you can't record.
But yeah, that's what I'm researching right now, and there actually is a way to do it according to some of these people. But I was just curious if you could download the podcast to your phone when you were done. Does it actually save on your phone, or is it saved to the what is it? Anchor
Well,
FM?
there's links.
Okay.
Well, people are asking questions.
Sorry, I didn't mean to ask the hard question right away.
I did this at 3 a.m. Come on.
Thank you, Snook, for posting that, because I'm planning on starting a podcast too, so I'm very interested in looking into that.
Yes. You're welcome. There's got to be, because if you just go to the Google site, you can download it to your phone for the podcast for free, right? Yeah. So you'd follow the link to not iTunes, or unless you have an iPhone, and then you download it to your phone and listen to it. Correct? Am I wrong in that?
Probably not.
It sounds right. I'm not. I don't know. I haven't tried it.
Well,
check it out.
I don't know. I haven't tried it yet either. I've never done a podcast before, but like that. I mean, I've done them on DLive, like the ones you've seen, but this one, you could be walking along and hit the button and just talk as you're walking, but it's just voice. And then you can save it to a library, and then you can go back and add to the podcast later. So like if you're walking along with your phone, you can click on it, record what you want, and then stop, save it to your library. And then when you get home and you have some peace and quiet, and then you can click on that, and then it'll ask you, do you want to add to it? Do you want to listen to it to review what you said before you actually hit the post button? And then once you hit the post button, it posts to their site. And then from there, there's links you can grab. Or I would think if it's your own, you could download it to your own phone from your account. Well, it would actually be on your phone from your account, because you'd have to make your own account. Did any of that make sense?
I think it's probably something that you need to play with a little bit.
I think you would really like it, Engine. Because yeah, it was really easy to use. Like I said, in less than 3 minutes, I had it up. I was in my backyard having a cigarette, making a podcast.
Tamela says there's an account and a phone, and then magic happens. Is that close?
And then the magic happens. Yes. Exactly.
Thank you, Snug.
You are very welcome.
Engine, you're next. And he's going, I'm busy checking this out.
No, I'll do that later. I'll check it out. This is a post from Katrina, who I don't see here. I don't know if it was pimped earlier today or not. It doesn't look like it, but I have not completely checked. Where is Arj, by the way? He's usually all over that. But
He was
anywho,
at a dental appointment this morning. He expected to be back and catch up, and I haven't seen him, so they maybe did something and he's not feeling well.
maybe he's still laughing on the nitrous. That's what I was thinking tomorrow.
Yeah, we might be thankful.
But yes, this is from Katrina called Abandoning Rumi. It's actually an entry for the writer's block, one of the writer's block competitions called the First Chapter Challenge. And I like reading. Obviously, I'm out here reading a lot of things, and this in particular really got me involved with the character right away because it's like an emotional roller coaster right off the bat. A lot of them sometimes, they'll start with a little love story or some sad story or something, but this one's got some anger right at the beginning. And anger, people when they lose their temper, it's real instantaneous. So you can either you're gonna love this or you're not gonna be interested. I personally loved it because I get red sometimes pretty quick too. And if you like horses and stuff like that, yeah, I like horses. Riding them is great. If you like riding horses, it's fun to do. But anywho's, yeah, it's entry for the writer's block, and I really loved it.
So the writer's block competition is for the first chapter of a book. It's not a self-contained short story, and I think they're looking for about 3,000 words, or up to 3,000. 3,000 words.
Yeah, 3,000 full-on
Yeah.
novel that they're looking for. So.
And I think she put the link there to it.
Yeah, right at the beginning. The link is in there for anybody that wants to try their own hand or see other entries. I'm sure there's some other good ones out there.
So if you've got the beginning of a book underway, the competition is there. I'm just taking a quick scan. Chapters should be shorter than 3,000 words. Maybe part of a finished work or something written specifically for the contest. I'm just looking for the deadline, and
I think it was a week from posting.
August 16th, midnight Eastern Standard Time.
So we still got a week left, people.
Yep. Thank you, Engine.
Yeah.
And Dreams Team, you're up.
Sorry. Hold on. I had my active password in there. Hold on 1 second.
Whoops. Don't give us that.
Oh, yeah.
Those are delays we'll definitely enjoy.
I guarantee you there's bots that'll come scrape it too.
Oh, yes. I know. Okay. This one was a fun one for me to write. I've been thinking about this lately. I read this book a long time ago, maybe like 15 or so years ago. And it's called The Five Love Languages. And I think since then they may have added a few or something, but the five love languages are, I always forget one, and it's never the same one. Quality time, physical touch, acts of service, gifts, and words of affirmation. I got them all. And so the concept is just to, I think sometimes, this even came up in I think a conversation this morning, but sometimes people try to like love you the way they think that witty. Sometimes they try to love you the way that they think you need to be loved, and they don't really kind of observe you and look and see what it is that you're kind of feeding them. And but it's really kind of fun. Once I read the book, it became almost like a game to me to look at people and to try to figure out what it was that was their primary language. There's not just one that you have to choose. There's just one that's probably, very high up and the others fall in. So just that's what the post is about, just kind of encouraging people, explaining a little bit more about them, encouraging people to have fun observing the people around you, and then start to speak to them in their love language and see if you can see a difference in the way that they respond to you. I bet you will. The end.
Thank you, Dream Steve.
I really like
Yeah.
the formatting, like the dividers and the formatting with the white space. Really attractive.
Thank
Yeah, it's an
you.
easy read.
That really was a blast from the past. I remember that book, and you're right, it was like 15 or 20 years ago. My goodness gracious.
Yeah. I think they did come up with like a revised. I've heard somewhere, down in the grapevine or something that, or through the grapevine that they added maybe like one or two more that got skipped. I don't know, but the 5 right there, I think pretty much kind of covers it all. It's a lot. Tamala, you can't kill people.
That show's nuts.
I don't really think that would be included in a love language.
That's tough love. I think I did too at one time read that book though, because it was a long time ago, just like Kitty, probably pre-college. I think when I was 19, 20.
All right. Thank you, Dream. Vandal
Yeah,
Sage,
you
you're up.
bet.
Oh, sorry. Did you say? I'll say it. Sorry.
I did.
Yes.
I
Okay.
said Mandel Sage.
All right. So some of you might remember my first post about No Man's Sky from last week. And so I found myself in a bit of a pickle because I really wanted to play the game, but at the same time I was limiting myself because I was trying to capture and record every moment of it for video to post on Steam. And I didn't want that, so I thought of a different idea, and this is this idea. And I wasn't actually going to post this tonight, but I thought, why not? Because you guys were talking about the writing, from different perspectives, and I'm curious to know what you say, the professional writers will think about what perspective I'm writing from, because I'm writing a diary of the character that I'm playing. But of course, the character is me. I'm playing the game, experiencing the game. But now I've made him as a different person, and I'm writing from his perspective. And he is, in fact, in the game, in the diary, he says that the only way that he's able to log his experience is through the ship's slightly damaged interdimensional journal keeping system. And because it's damaged, he can only hijack a blog from some random sort of primitive galaxy from a guy called Mandelstage. So it's a bit of a, yeah, I don't even know what to call it.
So you're writing it as him reporting to you what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
So as Rhonda said, it's first person point of view.
Okay, cool. And then, yeah, so if anybody's interested in seeing my adventures as a traveler through the galaxy, the game is incredible. You should check it out. And I've got 2 videos in there as well of the first half an hour of gameplay.
No Man's Sky, is that the game?
That is the game, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Mandel Sage. So, Snook,
Thank
are you
you.
present?
I am.
And Kitty Girl, are you present?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, both of you receive a SBI. Congrats.
Oh my goodness.
Woohoo!
And Kitty Girl,
Thank you.
you're up.
Well, I wanted to pimp a U-log that Shadows Pub recently posted where she's thinking about how she just had a 2-year anniversary on the platform. Snook was very instrumental in organizing a little get-together in the Steam at Ramble for Shadows the other night. We had a really good time for 30 minutes.
Yes, only 30 minutes.
And in this post, Shadows is just thinking about her early days on the platform, about how much her first post earned, about the rise and fall of crypto that she's seen since then, the organizing of the Steam at Ramble curation project, which was first on Steemit and then found a home on Discord, how she's built community, et cetera, et cetera. It's just a wonderful post, and I think everybody should go give her a little bit of love on this post. It's a very interesting read to start with, but she deserves a little bit of love for having us here twice on Thursdays every week, come rain or shine, holidays or whatever. She is here for us, and so I think we really.
You're echoing through somebody. Tamala, you've got an open mic there.
I do?
You do. Are you holding down your press to talk?
No, I was trying this new app that lets you do all these things, and I'm trying to actually close it, but give me a second. I'll be quiet.
Okay, I'll temporarily server mute you. Okay, go ahead, Kitty.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Shadows. But anyway, what I was just saying, Shadows is here for us twice a day on every Thursday, come rain or shine, holidays or whatever. She very rarely pimps her own post. In fact, I think I've only seen her pimp her own post once, and that was some special post she had. So everybody go show her a little bit of love on this, but it is an interesting read anyway. And I think it's wonderful to have Shadows here. I think she is one of the most awesome community leaders, and I'm thrilled to be a part of this project here. So thank you, Shadows. Everybody go give her some love.
Well, without everybody that shows up, we wouldn't have it, so it's mutual. And I want to draw attention to the video at the top, because that was Snook who took the time to do outtakes on 30 minutes of D-Live. Snook time. Thank you, Snook.
You are very welcome. I thank you for showing up for 30 minutes. It was a little, close.
We had a good crowd too. How many people showed up? Did you get a count, Snook?
Oh, there's at least 25, if not more, at a certain time. Plus, there's people watching. There's at least 20 watching. Us being silly. So,
Nope. Still hot, Tamala. Try dropping out and coming back in.
So it was, quite honestly, I just sent out a few words to some people, and they all showed up. And then they spread the word.
She made me do it.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. I would have been here regardless.
I sent out directives.
You get a Snook directive, you obey.
Or get caned, one or the other.
You make me sound so horrible.
She'll send you to South Antarctica.
I did leave that in there on the YouTube portion of it because that was funny.
Not horrible, just determined.
And I see several people in here that I know have got posts that have not paid out yet, that haven't presented yet. So I would like to say Sathasara, Tamala, who else? Penderis, you've not presented. KD Neely in the Now, done stuff. Come on, show us a post.
And thank you, kitty girl. Injit, you're up. I don't know what to say about them. Tell us what made you write it.
There's a story I've been following by Chichi Doll over here. It's not, one that comes out at a specified time all the time. And it's really interesting because I personally think some of the characters have a personal touch to it, as with many authors when they're writing something, they kind of portray some of their own personal experiences. This particular chapter got a little steamy, no pun intended, but yeah, it's really good. I definitely suggest reading it. It's well written, nice and clean. How I like your clean posts. Yeah, you know, Captain, you know. But yeah, go give it a read. If you find yourself lost, I definitely suggest going back and starting at the first chapter, because you'll be able to relate to Brooke on a different level than just trying to jump into the middle of a story. It's like watching Star Wars Return of the Jedi and not knowing where the heck Luke Skywalker came from. Or who's this Yoda guy that's dying all of a sudden? you got to go back and read the beginning. Yes, it is, Tana.
Luke who?
I've seen some of Mont's writings on Drop in the Ocean, and she's a decent little writer. It's well worth going and have a look.
Yeah, well, this chapter, yeah, I'm really excited for the next one.
Thank you, Injit.
Mm-hmm.
And Dream, you're up.
Okay. So, yeah, we started a new contest called Inspire Dreams. And it actually has a little bit of more things are coming with Inspired Dreams. But for right now, it's just a contest. And it's really a laid back kind of contest. So if you find something inspirational, positive, you want to spread the joy, then all you have to do is use the tag Inspired Dreams. Doesn't have to be first tag. Just make it easy so I could find it. And then I will do three things. I will feature you in a Welcome Wagon post. I will drop a dreamy on you. And for those who don't know what a dreamy is, it is like a teeny weeny itsy bitsy mini Curie. I basically just buy a bid for your post, and dreamies usually range from about $3. I think one that the most I've ever given was I think like 16 or 17. For this particular one, since it's kind of going to be associated with something fun that's coming up, it's probably going to be about a $10 one. So I encourage people to join and to have fun with it and to share the love. Because right now, Steam is down low and people are like kind of grouchy and leaving Steam for a while and stuff. So it's fun to just kind of come back and see those posts that are fun and, spread some joy. And then the final thing that they do, I won't say. Oh, sorry, Azaria. The final thing I do, I won't say what we do yet. I will wait until I get to announce that later, but it should be pretty fun. So there you go. And like I said, if you don't get in this week, it doesn't matter. Whenever you post it, if you don't make it one week, you'll be in the next week. So it doesn't have to be like, oh, I have to get it by like Friday at midnight or something. Just post when you feel led to post. The end.
Okay, so
on the topic of the welcome wagon, there's a post that they made yesterday or a couple days ago about getting on the air. And I just wanted to say all the people that are here now and getting in these radio shows and stuff. It's one thing to go out on Steemit and engage with people and comment on their stuff and get to know them that way. It's another thing to come in Discord and, you know, have a text chat with somebody and get in these rooms and type a few words. But it's a completely different level of communication and engagement when you start putting your voice out there for people to understand your character a little bit and who you are. You know, it brings them that much closer to you. So, very good job, whoever wrote that. I'm assuming it was Dreamstein, but I
Dream
don't like
needed.
assuming things. Yes, yeah, that was definitely a good little thing, especially for the newbies that are coming in here. So you people that are not getting on mic, we do want to know you and know a little bit about you. It's definitely a very good way to put yourself out there, and you got to get out of your comfort zone. I'm telling you that right now. So yes, welcome wagon. Woo!
so now we have a Curie, a C squared, and a Dreamy
Yes.
to aspire
And
for.
when you get a Dreamy, this cute little picture comes up. Hold on, I'll get it for you.
We've got the Oscars and the Tonys and now the Dreamies.
Oh, I want to be dreamied. Can I be dreamied? Come dream me. I want to be in dreamland. This is just a dream. Shut up, witty.
I would step on your head, kind of like the South Arctica thing. You know.
There's OCD too. They actually reactivated their witness, so they're still around. They're coming back around.
There's the cute little Dreamy. So when you get Dreamy, you get to see that.
Woo!
See, there's always something to aspire for. Thank you, Dream.
Yeah, no problem.
Injin.
I'm up. Okay, we're all looking forward to hearing her voice. I know it's a beautiful voice, Sarah. I know I've heard you speak a few times before, and we'll look forward to that Panther optional episode. But in the meantime, pimping Monchichi a little bit more here, and Dreamsteam and Andy's Antics 48. They got this little circle over there, and Monchichi's been making bracelets for people, and me and Sarah were like, oh, we want one of those, they're so awesome. So she made me one a while back, and Sarah just got hers, and it's beautiful. You need to go check out the pictures of it, and I kind of wish Chi-Chi was here so we could give her a proper thank you. But since she's not, go show her and Sarah a little love on that post, because yeah, it's awesome. Got another one of those things that connects people, you know, like voice and comments and stuff like that. Personal touches.
So just so you know, Injin, Safi did come on this morning and presented a post.
What? Just so I know what? Did I miss it?
Safi came on this morning, presented a post.
Figures I wasn't here. I'm gonna cry.
And actually, she didn't stop talking. It was probably 15 minutes of straight talk, and she couldn't stop talking.
Really loud too.
She was talking about her Steemit meetup.
Yeah, awesome. The concert.
Safi says that's right. She's in total agreement.
Yeah, her and her Bobby.
Bobby.
And I really think Bobby needs his own page.
Yes, he does. Sarah, if you want to know an easy way to do that, I can show you.
So he can tell all the secrets about Safi.
Right?
Thank you, Angie.
Oh God, that would be so funny. Things told from Bobby's point of view. That would be great.
Like Murphy Dog does.
That would be the place that you could be really silly, Safi.
Yeah, there's a few other dogs out here got their own, but don't you have one, Saria, that your doggy has a page? Somebody does.
But Saria is like me. She has cats.
Who knows how many accounts, right?
She has a cat that does curation.
Oh, the cat. Damn it.
There's a cat that somebody has that they do it's like you take a picture of whatever she wants that day and then the cat picks the winner. She puts treats on the people's names and then takes a video of who the cat eats the treat off of.
Oh, I've seen that. I can't remember who it is that does that.
Yeah, Eco Instant and his wife does that.
Eco Instant Tante.
Yeah, with
Just
the E.
just add an E.
Just add an E. And his wife with an E.
Wife E.
Yeah.
Okay. Tamala, you're up. And I think I have you unmuted, so you should be able to come on.
I saw
there we go.
it.
Can you hear me now?
We
So
can.
this was a contest for Steam Monsters cards that, as we all know, I really have no idea what's going on there. I just buy them and like Saber Sharks. And the contest is over. I got third place. Yay for me. And I actually let my son read it tonight while we were having dinner, and he started busting out laughing, just probably because he knows me, hysterically, because of my bad words that I used and other ridiculous things I said. So there you go. It's all about Steam Monsters and people who have no clue what they're doing with them, but we buy them anyway.
You said you like the Saber Shark?
Well, I love sharks in general. I love to go diving, and I love to see sharks when I go diving, so he's my favorite.
Mandel Sage would like to know what you got in your prize packs.
In my prize pack, okay, I got a gold saber shark, and then I would have to look at my clips. I got some good cards. I got some rares and some, what's the other one? Legendary? I don't know. See, I'm very
Epic
confused
and
about this whole game.
Legendary, yes.
Yeah, because Mandel Sage won. So he got a lot of really awesome cards. And I got a lot of awesome cards too that I still don't know what to do with.
Now, Zaria, are you not the director of content?
Yeah, I am.
And she says, don't feel bad. You aren't alone. Nobody knows what's going on with Steam Monsters.
There's no game yet, so right now you're just kind of collecting cards, and they're fun to open the booster packs. No, yeah, I mean soon, they're baby steps. They're getting ready to put stats on the cards, and the battles are supposed to start in September. So, what I'm doing, they are so fun to open. It's ridiculous. What I'm doing, and if you have the means to, I'm just building up the amount of cards that I have to get ready for the battles. But, that's pretty much all you can do at this point.
Well, Pradaris
but
suggested you can print them out and take them on road trips.
Yeah, and eat dinner with them. If you get a gold foil legendary, those are actually worth a lot. If you go on the Steam Monsters site, there's something called the Monster Kit, and you can sell your cards. Like, those gold foil legendaries are going for $300 to $700. That's crazy.
Except I still haven't figured out I figured out how to figure out it's a gold foil, but how do I figure out it's a legendary?
Oh, okay. When you are on the Steam Monsters website, at the top, it lists by if it's a common card, a rare, epic, or a legendary. So you just scroll through it on the top things and click on the different options, and you'll see which one. Yeah, you just have to click on the thingies, as Snow says.
Click on thingies, find a 12-year-old to explain it. Got it.
Right. The official answer from the Steam Monsters employee is click on the thingies.
Conclusion, obviously I should win because soon I'm going to rule the Steam Monsters universe. Just as soon as someone tells me how to do that and gives me more cards to fill in the above gaps in my collection. Tamala will
Yeah,
have
that was
numbers
from my post.
with
Yeah.
which to reckon.
I
care,
shall
Mandel
be
Sage.
one day when I ever figure it out. Watch out, I'm coming for all of you.
Just imagine
I
what the
gotta
game
look at my
actually
time.
forms. Thank you,
There's
Tamala.
there's an actual game that goes with it too.
Apparently it's coming.
Yeah.
Not yet.
There's no
It's like-
game yet.
It's like SMTs, soon.
Right, yeah, soon TM, but it's supposed to happen in September. That's the word on the street.
Did they say which September?
Good point.
Yeah, hopefully the one.
So Dream has suggested if you don't want your cards, give them to her. Thank you, Tamala. Done stuff. You're up.
Oh my. So this is what I do.
Do you have a link? Yes. There we go.
Sorry, I was holding control while I was still trying to paste it, and it's like, no, you cannot paste. Basically, I get quite depressed and stuff, and my thing is that I go and take photos and time lapses of the sunset each day. It's part of my just keep going, just keep living, if you will.
Sunsets are always a good subject.
Where did you go,
Yeah.
Dunsta?
Sorry, I missed that.
I think we all want you to keep talking some more.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I have to pause for interaction if that was required. I done recently. I did a.
You did a what? Oh, okay.
But I got a little bit of fallout from that because of the people that are involved in it don't think that I should be posting stuff like that. But at the end of the day, if they were to make contact and do the right thing, then I wouldn't be posting stuff like that.
So you were getting flack from posting about being depressed? Is that what you're getting at?
Basically, I had some quote friends end quote stay with me for 6 weeks and not pay any rent for that 6 weeks. They were also having 45-minute showers, and I ended up getting an excess water bill of $300.
Jeez.
So when I pointed that out to them, they were like, "Oh no, we shouldn't have to pay because we didn't get a room." And I'm like, "Well, I gave you my room for 5 of those 6 weeks, so I was the one that was like sleeping on the couch, etc. So why should you not be paying?" I let them stay with me because they were staying in a motel at $100 per week, $100 per night, so $700 per week. And I thought that it'd help them basically be able to afford their trip overseas that they were going to do. And yeah, by being nice, I got screwed over basically.
So you posted about it and they were unhappy.
Sorry, say it again?
I said you posted about the situation and they were unhappy?
Yeah, pretty much. They are accusing me of slander and stuff, and I basically said to them, well, it's only slander if it's not facts.
That always gets interesting, doesn't it? Kitty Girl's commenting that your exposing vulnerabilities post could be tagged as a U-log. Ask Snook about U-log if you haven't heard about it. Have you heard about the
Yeah,
U-logs?
I seen something about that the other day, and I ended up doing it. For some reason, I forget these things.
Say that again?
I just forget to do these things. Somebody gives me ideas, and then the next day it's like, what's that app that you get for your computer? Hard drive sheriff. The brain just doesn't recall the information when you reboot.
Mm, that
Been
happens.
there, done that. Send me.
What now?
Can you send me a DM? Done stuff, and then I'll give you some information later, please.
Sure.
I think if you just click on my name, you can just send me some so that after the show I can get some information for you.
Done stuff. It's good to hear you on voice. I've never heard you talk before, so it's good to hear you.
Neither have I. Welcome to the fold.
Thank you, Kitty Girl.
Welcome.
I wasn't thinking about that.
Welcome to the speaking people.
Yes.
When I heard about it last night, I was like, oh no, that's going to be 8 o'clock my time. And then sure enough, it's like 10:45 here now and I'm still awake and it's still going.
Where do you live?
I'm in Australia.
Australia.
Oh, okay.
All right. Thank you, Done Stuff. And you got your PYPT attendee. Well done.
Woohoo, thank you.
And Pandaris.
Did we mention that Dunn got a Curie on? Did we talk about that before?
No.
On his,
Yeah.
yeah, on his exposing my vulnerabilities. One of them, maybe two of them. I don't know. He got curied on it.
1 and 2.
1 and
Yeah.
2. Well
Very
done.
cool.
Congratulations.
The part that made me laugh the most about that was the week before I'd been nominated for the Make a Minnow in PAL, and I didn't meet the requirements or whatever, and then I put out 2 posts and got curied on 2 posts.
Good.
Good work. So you keep on posting.
You're breaking up, Shadows.
Again?
Yeah.
Okay. How's that? That better?
I think so.
Okay. Thank you, Done Stuff. And Pandaris, you're up.
Yeah, so this one, basically all I wanted to do, I had like 30 random cat photos that I took, and I was like, okay, I got to post something, so I wanted to post them. But then I was like, I also want people to download this stuff easily. And then I just kind of went down a rabbit hole and started looking at all the options available and space limitations. And also if I, like once I've posted them, shared them freely, I kind of just want to get a link like you do on Pixabay and get the resolution of the thing I want and put it in a post. So very lazy. I wanted to be lazy and I want to share a shitload of pictures. So it turns out if you actually get accepted on Pixabay, you still need to actually download the photo, and then you're saying with the problem again, do you upload it straight to Steam it? But if it's like 100 or whatever, it's really not going to be an option for me. So in the end, in the post, it was like a last minute discovery, because just as I'm like, oh yeah, Google Photos, and then I'm like, oh, there's another site, and then while I'm busy typing it, I go test out the site, or like I view it, and then I'm like, okay, you kind of have to test it. You can't write about the shit if you didn't even test it. So then I'm spending all this time testing all these different sites, and I ended up discovering Flickr gives you like a terabyte space, and they've got multiple resolution options which you can just click and say, okay, put that in my post. So now you've got your little library self-hosted and you don't need to make it public, and you can share it with people if you give them the link. So that was quite nice. So the whole post is basically just playing around, and then one of them is called Cloudinary, which you can really, if you were so inclined, get quite fancy with the editing on the fly. Like you just add like, make my picture grayscale, and it'll make it grayscale. You don't need to go there and make the picture grayscale. You just ask it, I want a grayscale picture, make it round and add a drop shadow, and it'll kind of just deliver you this image.
I love your titles. Show me already, you blabbering fool.
Thanks. Yeah, maybe that's like a little guide for if anyone else was, because like with Steamer, what happens is all your images kind of disappear. No one knows where they go unless you go and visit your post. So it is nice to be able to have a managed solution where you can be like, okay, I want to remove these images now, or I want to update. Like on Flickr, so you can even replace the actual image. So you never have to go back and change your URL. You're just replacing that entire image. So that was quite nice. That's the poor man's kind of one that I would say. Cloudinary, they've got limitations, but as a normal blogger, a person would probably never even hit those limitations.
They get
Yeah,
confoculated. I'm sorry, that's the coolest thing I've seen all day is confuculate. That's my new word. That is so awesome.
So which one are you suggesting people use?
Flickr, actually. I discounted Flickr initially because I knew Yahoo bought them, and I always thought it's a fancy photography thing only. But then I randomly happened, I think, you're desperate if you go past page 1 on Google, but I was like on page 4, and then I saw, for some reason, I was never on the first page. I saw Flickr was there as an actual viable hosting option for images.
So I noticed a comment from Dream. She wanted to know if you could pimp every 15 minutes. Something about an alarm. We needed an alarm. I have no idea what that was about. Maybe Dream could elaborate.
Just because he's zaning and he never wants to talk, and then when he starts talking, nobody can stop laughing because his mind just keeps going from one thing to the other, and we're following it and we're tracking it and we're laughing, and he's completely serious and we're in stitches. So now I want to hear the new post that Tamala just said she was laughing like an idiot in a restaurant. So you have to go back in the queue so that we can hear that post too.
Okay, you've been challenged, Banderas, to go back in the queue and put the post up that Tamala was talking about. He'll think on that. And he will do. So I've put you back in the queue then. Injin, you're up. Did we lose Injin? I don't see him typing.
I'm grabbing it. I'm
Okay.
grabbing the link.
Good, because I was going to have to yell.
It's taking me a second. It's because it's doing the spinny thingy because my internet's starting to get stupid.
Tamala set him up. Now she's got to run.
Okay, since Cesaria's not going to pimp it, I will. I got, last time they had the show, a bunch of people showed up to sing on it. That was pretty awesome, like Katrina and Bug and all them people, and they will be singing again, and I like singing and music and all that fabulous stuff. So Saturday, y'all need to come out and, come join us for some live jams.
I keep meaning to go into that show, and I always forget it on the day it happens.
So this is Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes. Thanks, Woody.
Yes, and it usually goes a good 2-3 hours, so get your earbuds and, just plug in.
But this Saturday, are you going to start it later because of the witnessy thing?
That's next Saturday.
Thing.
Yeah, well, I make sure that we don't run into Shadow's Witness forum.
It's a week Saturday is the witness forum, Snook. You have it in your post as the 18th, but for some reason you're thinking that it's this Saturday.
Yeah.
And Katrina
you're
said
rid of
that
the month of August already.
Katrina gonna show up again?
Yeah, Katrina's gonna try.
You Nick gonna
come? I might not. I'm having oral surgery tomorrow again, which is why I'm so cranky. But, I'll try my best to be there. I'll probably be there, but I might be in too much pain to actually talk, but I will be there. So we have about, I think, 10 musicians lined up, so it'll be a good show.
Woohoo.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Appendix, yeah. Got that too.
Thank you, Engine.
Well, I hope your surgery goes well if I don't talk to you prior to that.
Thank you. I know, I'm freaking out, of course, but...
Yeah, I never liked dentists either.
No, I know.
What did you think she was going to say, Dre?
I know, I had a pause between oral and... I'm having oral sex.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put that right in the Steam It Rambo.
Right.
Just in case, just so you know, we schedule that, right, Shane? There's a calendar.
Make an appointment.
Shane just waits for those days.
I'm sorry, I can't make the show due to oral sex.
Shane would be really upset because we've already have it scheduled.
Right, it's scheduled in the calendar.
You should just freak him out and write it on a calendar.
Which is what happens when you're married for a long time now. This is on the recording. Great. Okay.
Well, you probably would prefer that to the surgery.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
No, she's sounding confused. let me think about that.
Yeah, no.
That's what I heard. Did you hear
see
that?
my mouth really hurts right now, you guys. I don't know if you understand why I'm going to the fucking dentist or not, but...
all because of a pause.
Oh, yeah. You know what, guys? Thank you. I haven't laughed all day. I've been so stressed out, so I needed that laugh. Thank you.
Oh, good Lord. Thank you.
Okay, Katie, you get to follow that.
Doing chain stories still with Zach Lip. Sorry, my dog is a little wild right now. She's biting my hand.
That's wanting to play fetch, right?
Yeah.
The dog's fetching your hand.
She sure is.
Tell us about the chain story.
So the chain story is something that Zach Liddick came up with. It's basically you create a link to the story and you pass it along to somebody else to create the next link in the story. It's a great writing exercise. So this is page 7 of Tarot Tales. We're taking the tarot cards, the major arcana, and turning them into characters and creating a yes, yeah, Pandaris.
So you're having great fun with this, right?
Yes.
So where has the story gone so far?
So far, the story has gone, created several characters. We've got, I apologize for my dog. I'll be right back. I'm going to try and get her under control.
Okay.
That's a really cool idea.
Yeah, you never really know where the story's going to go because it's moving back and forth.
Yeah, there's no collusion between the authors, so it's totally random. You might have an idea where you want the story to go and start typing it out, writing it, and then you hand it off to the other person and they have a completely different idea about where they take it.
So it's totally random. It's hard to. It's not the kind of thing you would publish really, because it doesn't follow a specific plot line. It's just using your imagination and coming up with whatever can happen next.
So a chain story is where one person writes and then it's handed off to someone else and then they continue with it.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, that's a really cool idea to do with the tarot.
Yeah, using the tarot deck was my cop-out because I have trouble coming up with characters, and the major arcana are essentially characters. So they're kind of set up for us.
So you were starting to tell us where the story's gone so far. Katie?
Sorry, dog. Yeah.
Are you familiar with Free Write House or the Free Writes? They do like what's called a We Write and a We All Write thing over there that probably be interested to you. Where they
Yeah,
go
I've
back
heard
and
of it. I haven't seen them yet.
Okay. Thank you, Katie. And Snook, you're up.
Okay. I finally finished the YouTube version. So that's in there too for the people that D9 does not work for. So I pimped this morning, but now it has the D-Live in it, or the YouTube at the bottom. And it ended up, I haven't done a talking ramble in a really long time, so it's really covers what I have been doing, why I haven't been posting as much, and also what I am planning on doing. And actually, Engine just asked me a question, and she is actually mentioned in there. So, or what you were asking about. And I put
I was getting worried.
I know, but she literally showed up in a dream of mine 2 nights ago, and I was like, whoa, okay.
You're welcome.
I was like, well, we better find some time for that.
Method to the madness.
So, but the posts that I talked about, the people that I talked about are actually in the post also. After I did the D-Live, I went back and put the links to the people and the posts that I had mentioned in there. And you're welcome, the kitty girl. I honestly, the things that you don't see YouTube links for yet, I am working on it. It's just I got a little backlogged with the kids here, and I haven't been able to get out what I've wanted to. So.
Well, I don't want to overburden you by doing that, so just whenever is fine. Yes.
Yeah, but it has to be really frustrating. I mean, I would be very frustrated because I couldn't see it. And I like doing the outtakes because not everybody wants to watch, 2 hours. This is not 2 hours long, but I'm just saying not everybody even wants to watch 20 minutes of me talking. So the outtakes come in handy.
For sure. Thank you, Snug.
You're welcome.
And Banderas, you are up.
Well, yeah, like I said, it's a little bit generic. I was just basically saying, as I do, wasting time. And then I decided I may as well write a post. So I actually did something useful, I guess. Just procrastinating on my procrastination and basically just a couple of questions to myself about procrastination and why we do it, even though we know we are doing something we shouldn't be doing. In the comments, actually, the lady from Steam Peak, she posted a brilliant video there, which is definitely worth a watch as well. And obviously a lot of people are going to relate. And yeah, so it was basically just me rambling on about procrastinating while procrastinating.
You're procrastinating.
Yeah, pretty much. But I'm listening to a show, so I got into a productive mood. So I'm doing what I'm supposed to. I'm busy doing work while I'm listening to everyone and visiting the posts. That kind of helps because then I give it a quick glance. I'm like, okay, you've slacked off enough, go back. And then that kind of works, actually.
Yeah, I heard a comedian one time. He said, I'm going to stop procrastinating tomorrow.
Maybe. Okay, thank you, Pendaris. And Deranged, you're up. Is Deranged is still with us? Yes, he is.
Hello?
You're up.
Oh, my bad. I went outside to throw stuff in the garbage.
The Nervia.
Let me grab it right quick. I didn't know I'd be up so soon.
Well, we're efficient around here.
Alright, so this post is kind of the launch post for a new project that I'm working on with Cali Jew and Round Bear Games. It's a kind of like a contest game project where we're going to have a bunch of contests on this account. Round Bear Games is like a developer. He's already developed a thing called S Lotto where you can buy lottery tickets. And everything's recorded on the blockchain. A winning ticket is drawn, or winning numbers are drawn every hour. And the prize pool is like 100 Steam. And it doesn't pay out until somebody wins. So all the tickets are still valid until somebody wins. So
like a lottery or what?
Yeah, it's an actual lottery on the blockchain. Keep them away. My dog's taking chicken breast off of the countertop while I'm talking. There should be a link. Hold on.
That's a whole different kind of lotto there with the chicken breasts.
Yeah. I was cutting up their dinner whenever
The dogs or the chickens dinner?
the dogs, I was cutting them up some chicken breast, but then I heard my name called, so I had to run over to the computer, but then my dog ran over and took it. Actually, I think... Okay, yeah, this is the right post, I think. But in this post, doesn't have the link to Eslotto on it. But what this post is, it's kind of like an intro to the account from my account. And all you got to do, so I'm giving away 5 shares of SBI on this post. All you have to do is follow the Play on Steam account and comment on the posts, basically. Comment on the Play on Steam post, comment on this post, and Good Karma has made a random comment picker. And so when this post pays out, I'm going to go to all the posts that have been made on Play on Steam and pick a random comment and reward 5 SBI to whoever's comment gets picked. Unless they're spammers, they don't get SBI. But yeah, it's just an intro to the Play on Steam account where me, Cali Jew, and Round Bear Games are going to have a bunch of different contests and fun for the platform because market sucks, people are sad, and we want to make people happy.
All right. Sounds like an interesting project. Thank you, Deranged.
Yep, you're welcome.
And
Now I'll get back to the chicken.
yes, and the dog. This area, you're up. Enjoy dinner, Dream.
People are sad, and we want to make them happy, so that's good. I don't think my post is going to make anyone happy, though. But I've been writing music for Steam Monsters, and I'm just very proud of it, so I'm just sharing it.
And so you should be. You do great music.
Thank you. It's not happy music. I think Aggroed wants, it does need more cats. I think Aggroed wants happy monster music, but thank you, Artemis.
He wants happy monster music.
Yeah, but I'm trying to do like battle theme stuff. I can't. I don't know if we can do happy battle themes.
Yeah, that seems a little happy monster music. Yeah, okay.
I know. He wants a jingle.
I'm not witness number 7, and I don't have a PhD, so I guess he'll have to define that.
Right. I'm not witness number 7. I don't have a PhD. So anyway, that's my aggressive battle theme music for Steam Monsters. That's it.
All right. Thank you. Imagine them sword fighting with bananas, waiting to see who slips up first. Okay. Is there anybody else has anything they'd like to present? Artemis, did you want to give us a update?
Well, it was one of those fruitless days that you thought was going to end with a baby and didn't. So she's home and they're monitoring, and she has to go back in tomorrow for a checkup, but it stopped.
So this is going to be, what, 2 weeks now?
2 weeks.
Wow.
24 more hours.
I hope so. Well, I got the baby blanket done just as they called last night, so I thought, oh, this is a good omen, but it didn't.
Well, on that note, you've been listening to Shadow's Pub host, Pimp Your Post Thursday, evening edition from the Steam at Ramble. Until next time, it's all about community. And goodbye, Wilma.